Hi, thanks for coming back to My Little Crafty Secret. This is going to be a two-part video series, if you want to call it series, but this goes along with the March edition of Smash Our Stash. The March edition is where we are looking through our craft room and looking at things that are in process, unfinished projects, thrifted items, upcycle items, things of that nature. And I have a whole lot of items in those categories. And so I want to share with you what it looks like for me before making the things that I have. And I'm hoping that I can get through all the things that I'm going to share with you today. And it's a lot, and it's a little bit overwhelming, but it is a lot for me. And I'm hoping that I can actually finish the task. So, starting with this, I don't know if I'm sure you've seen this already, where people are making these items where you can actually press onto your MISTI, and everything it has an even pressure when you're doing stamping. I think it's great that people are making that and they are selling them on Etsy or wherever else they're selling them. But I want to see if I can make these myself. So I actually bought this last year. I think it was maybe in May or sometime like that, maybe June. And I bought 2 sets of 2 knobs with the intention of making it, and I never did it. So I'm going to do that this time. And hopefully they came out great and they look very pretty. I plan to make 2 of these for now. I'll start with this next. I made this a couple years ago, and it's supposed to be an album, and I never finished it. All I have to do is decorate it. It's a great album, and all I have to do is decorate it. So I plan to finish that. I would like to finish that. I cut these down, I think, back in April of last year with the intention of making mini slimline cards, and I never did it. I'm going to do that. I'm going to finish that up. I made this, and I never decorated the front. Unfinished project. I'm going to finish that up. That should be pretty easy. I made this. This is the first time I made an edge-to-edge shaker card, and I love the way it came out. It's gorgeous, but I never put a sentiment on it. That's going to change. I'm going to finish this up. I never die cut this out because it was too much and I got lazy. That's going to change. It's going to be cut up and be placed on a card. I never finished coloring, and I never cut them out, obviously. That's going to change. I'm going to finish coloring this up. Same thing here. I never cut them out, so I'm going to cut them out. I made this with the intention of making a fall card last year. I didn't do it. For whatever reason, I didn't do it, and I'm going to do it now. Even though it's not fall season, I'm going to get them ready. I never finished this. I'm going to finish coloring and cut these out and make a card out of them. This I intended to make a little booklet. Very easy, just to stitch some paper into here, into the creases there to make a little booklet, and I never did. That's gonna happen. That's gonna change. I'm gonna make a booklet out of this. Now these I'm gonna upcycle, and I say upcycle because these were cards that I intended to give to my coworkers last year, and I forgot to bring these into the restaurant when I met with them for Christmas. Thankfully, I brought some blank. Actually, I forgot to bring these with me in the car. But thankfully, I brought some blank Christmas cards just in case I forgot somebody. I can just, sign it really quick to them on the spot. And since I forgot these, I used up. Thankfully, I used up my blank Christmas cards. And look at these. These are shaker cards. I'm not going to throw these away. I do have a sentiment in here, but you know what? I can just cut this out. I can, I'm not sure if, I can't really rip them out, but I have the same sentiment somewhere down here in this pile that I can just place over top and still use this for next year. So I have 4 cards like this. I do plan to upcycle these envelopes. This was supposed to be part of a booklet that I wanted to stitch together. I never finished it. That's gonna change. These next 2 things, I wanted to make fun fold cards. I put the score line in the wrong place. I'm gonna upcycle this. I'm not sure what I'm gonna do, but that is gonna be used. I didn't finish my project. I'm gonna make a fun fold card. I'm going to upcycle these pieces of paper. They're either dirty or stamped on, wrong stamping. Upcycle at the very minimum, very least. I can at least put some strips of washi tape or paper and make card panels out of them and make actual cards, not just make the panels. I drew this and I never finished. Unfinished project. I'm going to finish it and make a card out of this. Here's the sentiments that I was just showing you about for Christmas cards. I'm going to make cards out of these. They're not going to take any more space in my craft room. Here's the front cards of that Christmas card panel. I made too many. And again, they're taking space in my craft room. I'll probably make more Christmas cards, same style, out of these. These were cutouts. These were the triangles. They're supposed to be trees. I'm not really sure what I'm going to do with them, but there's a lot of them, and I'm going to make something out of them. We'll see. These are card panels. So I made some card panels, and some of them are just like cut down pieces of larger scraps of paper. And I consider these unfinished projects or projects in process, because I cut them down or I create them with an intention of making a card out of them. So, you know, that's why they're here. And these are like really nice. I don't know why. I don't know. I just would make these and I don't do anything with them. And I need to get these into a usable fashion. So that's what I'm going to do here. I have a bunch of stuff. Embossed paper, embossed white paper. I didn't even finish this, but yeah, that's gonna change. So yeah, there's a lot in here that I have. Again, I'm gonna make a card out of them. They're not gonna be taking up space in my craft room. They're not gonna be taking up the wrong type of space in my craft room. And then these, that's just a scrap. I was making magnets out of these. So I would get a 2x3 piece or 2x3 picture of my children and put it on here, and I'd give them to the grandparents or give them for myself or whatever. And I want to either make magnets out of them, as I was intending to do with this, or just make tags out of them, like birthday tags out of them. So I'm gonna do something with these. I'm not gonna let them take up space in my craft room. I'm gonna upcycle this. This is my first attempt of making tags. A while ago. Yeah, I don't know how long ago. Maybe 7 or 8 years ago. I'm not really sure, but I found it when I was cleaning up my craft room. And then these, I had some old. I made this. Like a tear off type of scrap. That's supposed to be a scratch, to paper to write on. And I made this some time ago, and I don't use it. I have other like papers that I've put together to make a scratch pad to make a scratch pad, and I don't grab this. This paper is way too thick to be using as a scratch paper. Scratch pad. So anyway, I'm going to make something out of this. I'm going to upcycle this and make cards most likely out of this and use it in that way. So that's what I have to share. I know this video is quite long, sharing on basically what looks like junk or unfinished projects for right now. But I want to just, again, just to share with you what it looks like for me to actually meet the challenge for the Smash Our Stash March prompt. And I wanted to share with you, and hopefully you are inspired to look through your items that you have unfinished, in progress, thrifted items that you want to upcycle, and things of that nature. And hopefully this will give you encouragement to, again, finish the projects that you intend to finish. If you like this video, please go ahead and give it a thumbs up. Please also come back in March to find out what was created out of these items. Thanks until next time.